Being a mum is 10 full-time jobs in itself. Snack maker, driver, psychologist, laundromat. But many mums want to start their own business on top of all of that. Are we crazy? The truth is that starting your own business can bring a whole lot of extra fulfillment and financial freedom into your life. Or it can bring a whole lot of headaches. Welcome to today's video on how to start a business as a mum. If you've been thinking about doing that, this video is for you. This video is a step-by-step guide on how to start a business as a mum without adding a whole lot of work to your already overflowing plate. It's so epic to be building something that lasts alongside watching your children grow, as long as it doesn't take you away from being present with them. That only leads to resentment. The good news is that the steps I'm about to give you will remove 90% of the work that most business owners have on their plate. Sound good? Okay, we've got 5 steps to cover in this step-by-step guide on how to start a business as a mum. So let's dive in. Step number 1 is to find the right offer. Now, what do I mean by the right offer? Well, the way I see it, you need something that is an irresistible offer. Something that people just cannot wait to buy from you. Something that people already want, they need, that they use every day. You want something that people are buying anyway. And in my opinion, you want something that is already tested and is proven to work and to sell in the market. Because you don't want to be the one who puts all the capital, the time, the energy, and the resources to test that out. There's someone out there who already has a product that people are buying. And if you can leverage a little piece of that pie without having to do all of the testing, you are one smart cookie. And you want to put yourself way ahead of the pack. For me as well, personally, the offer has to be values aligned. And for me, that means doing good in the world. I'm not out here to sell plastic dog toys that are gonna live for 3 seconds, get chewed, and then get thrown in the bin and then be in landfill forever. I'm not up for that. You probably aren't too. You want something deeper. You want something fulfilling. This product or this offer also has to align with the vision that I have for my life, for my future. For me, I'm a mum of a young toddler. She's 2. I have a husband. We live in Mexico. And these are all things that are important to me. I want to sell an offer and build a business that supports my vision and allows me to be with my family and do the things that I love, that doesn't take me away from those things. So here are some examples of some high ticket offers that are currently quite popular in the market. The biggest one I would have to say is coaching. There are a lot of people out there becoming a coach. They're helping people through different areas of their life. Maybe it's relationships, maybe it's health, maybe it's mindset. Another example would be the world of the online course. You can teach anything out there in the market, as long as you have expertise in that area, of course. As awesome and as popular as these 2 options are, I have chosen a third, and I like to leverage other people's products. This is commonly known as affiliate marketing, digital marketing. There are many different ways that you can put a spin on this, but essentially it means that you're not starting from the ground up. You're leveraging something that someone else has already made, and you're finding an offer that's already working out there in the market and selling that. So in conclusion, it's really important for you to find an offer that works for you, that people are buying, that pays you enough money to fully support you, and aligns with your vision for your future. Step number 2 is to automate your business. You are starting a business, or you want to start a business because you want to be free. You want to create more freedom in your life. And if you don't leverage automation, you will be a hamster stuck on a wheel around and around and around, and you will hate it. You will resent it, and you will wish you never did it in the first place. As a mum, you want to be able to live your life while your business grows. You're gonna have 2 babies. You've got your human children and your business baby. And these 2 will grow alongside each other. But what you don't want is to be growing this business baby and be ignoring your human babies, because that defies logic. Every single mum that I have ever met needs more support in their life. Not to mention the working mums who have a business as well, they need even more support. So when you start a business, you want it to fully leverage the systems that will enable you to keep living that life, to raise your human babies while your business baby grows as much as possible without you needing to be there every minute, every second of every day. A lot of people choose to leverage project management systems, online tools like CRMs to build their business so that they can have it running in the background without needing to be there all the time. And this is what I do as well. The reality is building a business to get your time back. So if you can plug into the right support systems, the mentorship, the funnels, and as in step 1, leverage the right offer, your business will grow without you having to be a helicopter. Step number 3 is to master one important skill. So many business owners are spread so thin, doing so many different tasks. They're the content manager, the social media manager, they're the accounts manager, they're the visionary, they're the content creator, they're writing emails, they're sending emails. They're wearing a billion different hats inside of their business and they never get ahead, or they do it at a snail's pace. I am a massive advocate of removing as many of those tasks as possible and just filtering it down to the extremely important skills that you need, to outsourcing the stuff that you don't need to be doing and plugging into the systems that support you. A key piece of this puzzle is to build what is called a personal brand. This essentially means you, who you are, what your visions are, what your goals are, what your experience is in the world, what your upbringing was, the things you've learned along the way, all the little pieces that make up you, make up your personal brand. Some people get put off by that brand term, but essentially it just means when someone meets you or connects with you, what are the things that they think of? Some common things that I get are I'm bubbly, I'm friendly, I'm grounded, I'm a nature spirit. These are the things that come up when people meet me. And basically they are all core pieces of my personal brand as well. The biggest piece of advice that I can give you about building your personal brand is to choose 3 to 5 topics that you talk about anyway, things that you're really interested in. These might be things like cooking or baking, psychology, gardening, raising children, crocheting. These are just examples of things that you might be good at, you might enjoy, and these will become part of your brand. If you think about things that you could talk about endlessly without any prompts, and if someone asked you around a fire to talk for 5 minutes about that topic, if you could do it, this might be a core piece of who you are and what you'd like to talk about inside of your personal brand. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to start becoming a baker or showing people how to crochet. This isn't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you build a personal brand, you give people glimpses into your life, into who you are, what lights you up, and that gives them the opportunity to connect with you on a personal level instead of just hiding behind a company, which is what the old way of doing things was before we had social media. What this does is it allows people to connect with you, who you are, and it gives you credibility and authority inside of your business because people think they know who you are. You don't have to share all parts of your life. You just need to give a few glimpses to allow people to connect with who you are. And when you can do that, you can paint a vision of where you're going, you will have a tribe, a community of people who join you because they want to be like you. They want to work with you. You're an inspiration to them. Okay, we're on to step 4. A lot of people miss this step. Step 4 is enrolling your family in your vision. Some mums decide to build a business, they do it in secret, they're afraid of what other people will think of them, they're worried about what if they fail, do we have the money? There's all of this stuff going on inside their head, and this makes them do it in secret. And when we do that, we set ourselves up for failure. Because the reality is this, when we build a successful business, our family will be the beneficiaries. Every single woman that I've worked with, that I speak with, wants to bring their family back together. They want to retire their husband. They want to bring their kids home from school and spend time with them. That's the core reason women are starting a business. And yet, women are hiding this from their families. So it is incredibly important, in my opinion, to out yourself, to declare what you're creating, to claim it. Not to ask for permission, but to ask for support. To let our family, to let our partner know, I've decided to do this. I would like your support. This is what that looks like for me. Because having their support and their understanding makes all the difference to our success. So my advice is to share your vision with your family, with your partner, with your children, and involve them as much in this as possible. To show them where you're going, what your goals are, the little steps you're taking along the way. And also show them how they will benefit. Let them know once you reach this certain goal, you're going to take them on a holiday. You're going to go away on a dirty weekend, whatever it might be. We want to build these bonds and strengthen them instead of creating something in secret, feeling shame about it, being worried about what might go wrong. Instead of doing that, let's claim it. Let's ask our families to support us, whether or not they're building this business with us. And step number 5 is to commit to your vision long term. This isn't a short term thing. We don't start a business to quit it in 3 months. Why start something that you can't finish? You've got to commit to building this no matter what it takes. I can guarantee you there will be hurdles along the way. There will be challenges thrown at you. You will have people who have no belief in what you're able to create. And it's your job to make it like water off a duck's back. That's okay. You have your belief. I have mine. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm heading. And I don't need you to pull me down. If you can keep your eyes on the prize long term, on that long term horizon, then these little bits, these trolls, these family members, these people who don't really understand and know how to support you on this journey will feel like such small pieces of the puzzle, and you know you can overcome them. Inside of my community, we always joke that building a business, particularly like the business that I have built for myself, is a personal development journey that just so happens to pay you. The reality is that business is really inner work. It's all about how we can grow as humans, how we can expand our comfort zones and lean into the things that make us feel a little bit triggered or uncomfortable. I guarantee when you stay committed to your vision, when you take those tiny steps and build your castle brick by brick by brick by brick, when you remain focused on your goals, your vision, who will benefit from your decisions, you will achieve your goals. It's inevitable. You're just failing forward until you succeed. So my biggest advice here is don't start something that you won't finish. This means from the very beginning, you've got to understand what your vision is, what your goals are, what you can commit to long term, what your values are, what people are buying in the market. And if you feel a little bit icky or off about any of these pieces of the puzzle, it's likely that it's not for you. So you got to go back to the drawing board and reimagine. There is a solution for you out there that does tick all 5 of these boxes. That is it for our step-by-step guide on how to start a business as a mum. Remember, finding the right offer, automating your business, mastering that one important skill, enrolling your family in your vision, and committing to this vision long term are all important steps to building a successful business as a mum. If you're interested in learning how to build a business, a successful business as a mum that ticks all 5 of these boxes and also ticks all 5 of the 5 freedoms, which are time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, family freedom, and creative freedom, then click the link in the caption and watch my Freedom Business Masterclass. The link is in the caption. I would love to see you there. It's an hour-long training on how to build a business that gives you more time to live your life, even if you have a business already. As I said, the link is in the caption. See you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.